unfortunately has not had a brilliant weekend. He got the win, which is a well-deserved win, but apart from that, one golden spot not been him. And of course it was an unexpected victor last time out as Richard Hayward decided to come and play. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Head of row 4 is Robert Whittaker. He's missing, but it really seems to be there as we get underway. I missed who made the start there. I think that might be Smith, actually. I'll let you call the ball, because at least you can recognise these suckers, can't you, mate?
Well, you can find out, can you? Well, as they come through that, let's have a look, actually. That looks like Richard Hayward, Hayden Smith, closely followed by Adam Sheriff, who has used his practice in the other race to good effect. And Mark Haig is just going up the inside from 4th to 3rd on Adam Sheriff. So, we wait for him to come round.
That is the other advantage, you forget that as well. You just mentioned Adam Sheriff there, and of course, if you're going out on your same bike in a second class, you are getting more track time, and that can usually benefit you in your main class as well, can't it?
Exactly. The 1 and 2 down into Mansfields is Hayden Smith, followed by the first race winner of Richard Hayward, and Mark Hay has maintained his 3rd position. So, wow, I can see Squelchy there in 6th place, trying to make an overtake through the chicane as they come back to you.
Yep, watching them come down the bottom of the mountain here, and God, we've got a big gaggle of bikes. There's a big split in the middle of these bikes there, that's for sure. I wonder if had somebody a bit of a wobble and scared everybody. Richard Hayward, let's see if he can build on the momentum from the previous race. I mean, I know he lost a couple of riders there, but you know, he's beaten Hayden Smith in a straight fight, so that's got to give him some sort of kind of, you know, confidence, I think, a little bit of a boost there. We'll wait and see as they come out of the corner for the first time. That is Hayden leading the way. Richard Hayward, though, yeah, he's got his mojo, mate. He's working the slipstream beautifully as they go up the straight. He has a look at Coppers, can't quite do it there. I'll tell you who's coming hard, though. Watch Mark Haig in 3rd place. It's obviously hard from a standing start to tell exactly who's doing what as far as the timing screen goes. Haig did make up 5 places on the opening lap. Have a look at him, mate. He's the one on the move, I reckon.
Yeah, I'm having a look at Richard Hayward getting the hoe down the back straight here from Hayden Smith. Mark Haig's not close enough to give them any attention at the moment, but Richard Hayward is having a sniff up the inside, but I'm not sure if he's going to make that stick, so we'll wait and see if they come back into view which way round they are. Yeah, looks like the order's the same maybe as they come into the gooseneck. It's still the same order at the moment, with Hayden Smith leading, Richard Hayward 2nd, and Mark Haig slightly gaining in 3rd. Squelchy has made it up to 4th. He's been beating everyone up to get there.
Oh, good boy, Squelchy. Come on, Squelchy, let's get on the podium. Rachel and the Squelchettes will be cheering you on. Imagine the Squelchettes are getting quite old now. That's the trouble. I've been calling them the Squelchettes for the last 15 years, I think, so we'll see. They're probably married with children of their own by now, I think. That's why these things work.
Jumping around and stuff like that.
Yeah. Right, Smith, Hayward, Haig, Ridley, Welch was your order over the line last time, but you were thinking that Squelchy might have found his way past on Tom Ridley. Well, if he wants to move up any further than that, he's really going to have to kick off those high heels he's normally walking around the paddock in and really get a move on, because the pace that Smith, Hayward and Haig will be setting out the front. Right, this is where we're going to get some confirmation. Unsurprisingly, Mark Haig was the fastest man in the first sector. Squelchy does indeed move up into 4th place. He's riding very well indeed. So Smith and Hayward have come across the line with a 43.9, a 44.2, but then it's a 43.3 for Mark Haig. He is the mover.
You can see that here as they come out. There's a little bit of a bigger gap between Hayden Smith and Richard Hayward, but that gap has shrunk between Richard Hayward and Mark Haig. And Squelchy is getting the attentions of Tom Ridley as they go down the straight, and it looks like Tom Ridley is going right up the inside into the braking zone, and that looks to be done to me.
Okay. Wait to get confirmation of that. Those two having a good old scrap together.
Indeed, indeed. And it's a 1, 2, 3 now, mate, as they come around Chris Curve. They're going into the gooseneck. He's not quite there yet, Mark Haig, but he's definitely pushing on. And the way he pushed through the gooseneck, considering he lost the front through there earlier on, is testament to his willpower and ability, mate.
And his lack of memory. Okay, down the bottom we go once again. And there, no change at the sharp end. Hay getting closer, not quite able to tickle their heels just yet. And he actually, I tell you what the problem was, he went a little bit slower. We're only talking fractions of a second here, but Hay didn't do anything special in the first sector there, whereas the other two set some PBs there. So
okay,
they're clearly getting their mojo. I mean, I don't know if they'll know he's coming or not, but Hayward certainly seems to be riding very well. There's 0.4 of a second gap between the two of them over the line last time. Once again, he's working the slipstream as Hayden Smith goes very close to the wall, trying to get every single little advantage he can. Over the line, the top three are separated by 1.56, and yeah, it's a 43.9 this time for Hay, but a 43.5 for Smith, and a 43.3. So Hayward is
and you can see that right here. He's right in the slipstream as they come onto the stage. He got good drive as well. So now we'll see if Richard Hayward's bike has got enough ponies in it to get up alongside. I think he's going to have to make the lunge here if he wants to make the overtake on Hayden Smith up at Park Corner. Didn't quite get enough out of that slipstream, if you ask me.
Okay, well, that's what it's all about, and no disrespect, but Richard Hayward's a bit of a bigger target, obviously, as far as slipstreaming ability goes, because there's more of Richard Hayward the slipstream than there is of Hayden.
As they come through the gooseneck, he's still right on his back wheel, but not quite close enough to make an overtake. But Mark Haig has made a bit on the brakes. That little overtake attempt has brought the three riders closer together as they come down to the chicane before they come back to you. You'll see what I mean, Keith.
Oh yes, most certainly. It was a second and a half covering the top three over the line last time. That's got to be halved, I reckon. There can't be any less, definitely less than a second there. Behind them we can see Ridley and Squelchy starting to separate just a little bit, but Squelchy's got a pretty safe fifth place on the cards there because it's a fair old gap between Lee and Sheriff resume their battle as they did in the Open 500 race. Paul Neal continues to lead the Clubmans ahead of Abigail Marshall, then Mark Stubberfield, Collins, Whitlock, Turner, Pearson, Bailey, Nichols and Marshall. Kevin, no Paul Toland unfortunately, he's done a DNF somewhere. Here come the leaders then. Looks like they've spread just a little bit from where they were at the bottom of the mountain, but that 1.5 second gap is down there to 0.6 second. Fastest man, Mark Haig, 42.4.
Yeah, no, you can see that. He's right with Richard Hayward getting the toe now, so this could be interesting when they come out of Charlie's too, because if they're all in the same formation, which they are, Mark Haig is going to get the benefit of the double toe. Oh, he's just a little bit too far back, and Richard Hayward's got a lovely toe. But he just can't. Mark Haig has got the double toe. He's going up the inside of the pair of them as they're going to Park Corner. I think he's going to go for the lead here.
Brilliant stuff. He was the only one sub 1 minute in the first sector there, 59.5. You'll be able to see him back at the Chris Curve end of Chris Curve gooseneck by now, mate.
They're just about coming in. He didn't make that stick. He's managed to get second by the looks of it off Richard Hayward. But Hayden Smith is still holding on to that first place with a little bit of a gap because of the overtake from Mark Haig.
I'll wait till they reappear in my sights at the bottom of the mountain here.
It's the same distance between them all, but now a switch of second and third. Interestingly, third place Richard Hayward, he was doing Open 500, and I've just been reminded that he's dropped that to concentrate on YPMs, and it's helping him out.
Yeah, you see, what works for some people doesn't work for others, I'm guessing. I would have thought doing the Open 500 would give you a bit more track time, a little bit more confidence, but hey, if it doesn't work for you, that's absolutely fine. As Smith, Hayward and Haig all make their way across the top, they're going to come across the line this time. There is going to be 7 laps in this race, so that means they're going to have 2 left to go. Tell you what, Mark Haig, yeah, he took off like Burt Reynolds' Pontiac at the start there, mate. Oh, look at this, it's been a bit of a wobble, I think, and that's been a move from Haig, and I think he's lost a lot of time. He's lost a toe to Smith now. He's gone past on Hayward, but unfortunately Smithy really extracted the digit in the second half there because he's done a 42.5. The others are in the 43s. So looking good for Hayden at the moment. But if Mark Haig can just get the corner speed there, he might be able to close that gap and close the points down.
Biggest gap we've seen so far between first and second. So we'll see whether Mark Haig, he's lap 6 of 7, so he's got this lap to close the gap if he can, do another fastest lap this lap. As long as Hayden Smith doesn't upset that by going even faster, of course. But he's got time to close the gap. It just depends whether Richard Hayward leaves him alone long enough for him to get there, and then we'll see what happens on the final lap.
We sure will. Waiting for them to come back around again.
They've closed up massively down into Mansfield. So now it's a 1-2-3 again. That gap has gone. Hayden Smith has got people breathing down his neck. Both riders are following him. And back to you, mate.
Yeah, that's all right. You choke away there, mate. Not a problem at all.
My turn.
You sounded more horse than Shergar there, mate. You're right at the bottom of the mountain. It is getting that half-second gap covering the top three riders. Smith is definitely not going to have this one set in stone by any manner of means. Seems like he's a little bit quicker across the top of the mountain, though. It looks like Haig just lost a few bike lengths there, and that's what this game is all about. However, the hurry-up flag is going to be presented to them very shortly, because I can see Lottie with the yellow stick in her hand. So here we come, going to work their way through the back. They can come out of barn now. Oh, look at the lead that Smithy's got. He's really worked that beautifully. This is looking like a race-winning lead. And I'll tell you who is coming under pressure, though. Haig, and what it is, I don't think Smith's got any quicker. It's the other two holding each other up, because they came across the line. Hayward was back ahead of Haig. Let's have a look at the times. Yeah, 43.3 but for Smith, but a 40 higher 43s for Hayward and Haig. They're tripping each other up. Yeah. This is working beautifully for Hayden Smith, isn't it, mate?
This is a big gap now for Hayden Smith. This is the biggest gap he's had.
That's a race-winning gap, surely.
Oh yeah, 100%. And these guys, if they make this gap up, it's going to be amazing. But it looks like Mark Hager's got a little bit of breathing space from Richard Hayward. So I'll come back to what I said earlier. It's going to take a phenomenal lap from him.
It is.
But he's got no attention so far from Richard Hayward.
I think the trouble with Hayward and Haig is they're really out for each other. They're not working together. You've obviously been in a situation where you've been in the kind of second, third. You want to get to the leader, and if you work together using the slipstream, and I've been in that position myself, you try to work together to catch the leader. But these two, I think, are probably a bit self-interested, and that's not a criticism because they're racers. You are by nature. But no, I don't think Hayden Smith is going to be bettered here as he comes through the mountain. That's over a second gap he's got now. Richard Hayward looking a little bit
through Mansfield's there.
Okay. Squelchy, no hope of picking up any higher than 5th place, I'm afraid, because Tom Ridley having a good weekend. Tom will be pleased with this weekend, I should think, don't you?
He will. I think he'll be coming to me for suspension advice.
And you'll go, no, it's going to cost you money now. You're a typical digger, aren't you? You get first and taste free. And after that, it costs you money. Right. Hayden Smith then takes the win. Well done, Hayden. Mark Haig, no good recovery.
You got that,
Yeah, score on the ball there. Exactly 2 seconds, 2.000. Richard Hayward behind Mark Haig. Then Tom Ridley, Paul Welsh across the line. Adam Sheriff having a lovely little ride there to 6th place. I don't know where Damien Lee was, but he wasn't that far behind him most of the race. So I wonder something might have happened to Damien there, because I can see the next machine coming across the line, and that is not Damien Lee, that is Paul Neal, the leading clubman, just ahead of Abby Marshall, who gets beaten to second in that particular class. There's Damien Lee across the line, so clearly some sort of mechanical issue or something like that for Damien. It's a great shape, but nonetheless, he only actually lost 1 fast place because of it, and that is finished in 7th place. So it should be Collins, Summerfield, Whitlock, Turner, Bailey, Pearson, Mickens, and Marshall Hay, who are the rest of the runners and riders in this particular event, who are going to tumble across to the line. We'll have to see if there's any great changes there. They're taking their time here. There was a big gap right at the very start of this race as well.
They did have some sort of mechanical issue. You hit the ground and left there.
Okay.
You know, not too much down in there. It's not a terminal, but it means it's going up on it still.
Yeah, you never know there. He's all very well speculating about these things. I mean, if we have enough guesses, we'll probably get it right eventually. So, yeah.